One of the most exciting things about our Kickstarter campaign, the Artist Collection Pack. Let's break it down. All right, so my guess is a lot of you guys picked up the Artist Collection Pack. This was a pack that originally started with, I believe, 10 cards for 10 bucks, and then it ultimately ended up at 25 cards for 10 bucks. We didn't raise the price, but we kept adding cards to it, and now it's this chunky pack of awesomeness. And it features the different artists of Elestrals drawing in a style that's different than our normal Elestrals style, which I think is super duper cool, and I think it makes this kind of a really special pack. A lot of people have asked if there's going to be more Artist Collection Packs in the future, and I will tell you that we are working on something very soon that I will be announcing that has some similar vein to that I think will have you guys more than excited. You guys are gonna be blown away, actually. But for now, we're gonna check out the Artist Collection Pack. If you picked one up, again, hopefully you're excited to take a look. And be sure to like and subscribe, make sure you guys show some love, but let's rip this bad boy open and take a look. And again, every single Artist Collection Pack will have the same 25 cards, but some of them are just absolutely incredible artwork, and I think that you're gonna love them. So let's take a look one at a time. We've got William Boom's Like a Volt, and one thing I will point out is these Artist Collection Packs feature the little paintbrush, so it has like a special holo pattern on these as well. So a little different than our normal holo, but absolutely beautiful. Like a Volt for our Thundercasters can deal some damage and look at your opponent's hand and do some destruction, so pretty cool card there. Then you've got Cracking. This is a pixel art Cracking from the Elite Four. It's our first like pixel art-like card, and kind of another cool way to, you know, rock your Cracking. If you're not a fan of the full art or, you know, the regular holo, you can rock the beautiful Artist Collection one. Dragonith here did the Tectorus, which is a really cool kind of pose and style of artwork. It's like very hard to, it's very dark, and it's like just a very different style than some of our other cards. So I think if you're a Tectorus fan, I know that if I'm running Tectorus, I'm probably gonna grab this one for my deck. One of my favorite Artist Collection cards is Bromo Jumbo's Scavengem. By the way, I should mention that on our Elestrals website at elestrals.com, you can actually see all of the artists who work on the project and check out their socials. So highly recommend, but Scavengem we just featured on the channel not too long ago, and I just think this is a beautiful card of him kind of looking really powerful and seen in a little bit of a different pose, which is something that I've come to really appreciate with Elestrals is, you know, we have artists draw these Elestrals in, you know, one particular pose for card art, especially in the development, because, you know, if you guys didn't know, like I funded the project up until Kickstarter, you know, exclusively myself. And in order to do so, like, we had to kind of make some decisions. So a lot of the times for these Celestial cards, like, their art on the card, you know, for the base set was their only art that existed. Now, you know, we have the Artist Collection cards, and we are going back and creating reference sheets for every Elestral and stuff. So we'll have different kind of poses and art for Elestrals as we develop and kind of, you know, further on as a franchise. But, you know, seeing these cards for the first time gave new perspective on the Elestrals, and I think that that's something that I've really grown to appreciate. Like Dennis's Sakurasaur here is just beautiful. I mean, it's kind of like sitting in the water. There's a little bit of water, and it's kind of like got a little leaf in its mouth, and it's just having a good old time. So I love this card. Fun fact about this, Dennis actually drew this card with the kind of tree and the vine working its way down the back, and the original art for this card did not have that. So we went back to the original art and we added it on. So if you actually get a prototype one of these from base set, like a very, very old version of Sakurasaur, you'll see that it doesn't have the kind of trees going down it, and it was actually like kind of an artist kind of tweak / misinterpretation that ultimately resulted in us changing the card entirely. So fun little story about this guy. Then we move to part of the collection that I really like, and it's the Suga Mosby collection. So it's no secret that Elestrals is heavily inspired by a lot of the things that I grew up with, and Ken Sugimori is kind of one of the iconic artists of the Pokemon franchise and had a very distinct style. So our artist Daniel Mosby decided to draw some of our cornerstone Elestrals in the Suga Mosby style. So you've got your Hydrake here, and then you've got little Quackle in that similar style, and then you've got Sluggle as well in a similar style, and then Nekruff captures it perfectly as well. A beautiful, beautiful Nekruff, and then a Sprouter too. So all of these kind of in the same kind of painting art style that Daniel Mosby did, that kind of is representative or reminiscent of the Sugimori style. So something, little fun facts and something to appreciate about these guys. Look at that little paintbrush, it's beautiful. I love this card, Lewis's Carrion. I thought this was a really, really cool card. Carrion's a really cool Elestral in my opinion, and it's probably not gonna see a ton of play, but it's one that I really like, and it's very different than some of the other ones we have, so I quite like this little guy. And his eyes are hollow too, it's pretty cool. I think this is probably one of the cards that a lot of people are excited for. This Lycaris is beautiful. Tori did not mess around with this one. just a beautiful Spirit Lycaris. If you're a big Wind fan, this is one to rock with. Quackle's so popular, it made it into the artist pack twice. We've got Johnny Dioli's Quackle here, which has a really, really cool like art style to it and background. I do think that because of the holo pattern, you can't fully see the background on some of these unless you like get it in the right angle. You get a little bit better perspective of what the background looks like, but they're all beautiful. This card is particularly neat because it's actually our first 3D render card. So we have the modeler Yasser who works on our project and creates 3D models for various Elestrals so we can use them in animations and things of that nature. And this was one of the animations or models that he created in Station. And I was like, yo, Yasser, you should be in the artist collection too. Why don't you pose one of your models and we'll make it a card. So I think in the future, you'll probably see us utilize 3D models like this for card art more heavily. We've kind of changed to a little bit more cell shaded style with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if, don't be surprised rather if you see a lot of 3D modeled cards, because one, it's very easy for us to change the pose and do things like that once we have the model, and two, it's just kind of a good use of our resources, right? I think it's a really smart way. I'm not going to say that every card is going to be this way, but don't be surprised again if you see more from Yasser in the 3D modeling poses. I think they're really neat. Bilsu did this really nice Vipyro, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a little bit different look for Vipyro, looking a little bit aggressive there, all curled up, ready to strike. So Firecasters, this one's pretty sweet. For me, it's tough because I think the Stellar one is really, really good, but this is one that I think a lot of people will like. Adam did this Exaltair, and it is gorgeous. I think this Exaltair is so good, dude. The blue background just complements it so well. Really epic action pose, and just a really cool wind Elestral. Sorlet do be adorable. Look at this beautiful little pig chilling on a cloud, just living its best life. It's really, really cool painting by Nani or Giovanni, and I just think this is a beautiful, beautiful art. Costa's Jolton here is so good. The kind of blue, I'll see if I can catch it just right. The blue and the yellow background just complements this thing so well with its blue little feeties, and it's got kind of the, the yellow on its belly and stuff. This is just so adorable. I really like Jolton. I think it's a viable card for sure in the metagame, and I think that the Artist Collection one really, kind of shows it off in a super cool way. One of my personal favorite Elestrals is Sonicore, and this art is no exception to that. I'm very partial to the Stellar Sonicore myself. I don't think I'll get any of them. I also really like the full art version, but this Artist Collection one should not be forgotten. This is a really, really cool card. One of our first Artist Collection cards that was actually designed was Elite Four Zaptor here, and I remember one of the Elite Four members was like sketching this out, and I'm like, yo, that looks so cool. We gotta use that, let's use it. And it was one of the kind of catalysts in us creating the Artist Collection. So really big fan of this guy. I think overall, my favorite Artist Collection card, or at least really close, is this Galaxy. This is a beautiful card from Diego, who generally does our full art Elestral cards. It features a bunch of different Elestrals in the background, like Javalantis and Veritaqua, and it's Galaxy just kind of like shooting out its big galaxy kind of in the world, into the water, like creating this big whirlpool of its kind of galaxy spout, and it's just such an epic card, dude. Victor did this Cinder here, which is really nice. I'm a big mill player myself, so seeing this Cinder in action is really neat. Just a cool perspective for it. Shows it like really aggressive, like demonic looking, which is super cool, and just shows his like feet glowing. It's just a really epic card. We couldn't have the Artist Collection without the waifu Demeter. We've got Phoebe making this beautiful Demeter, kind of looking at the flowers, and just a really cool, kind of cutesy, beautiful art style. Just absolutely stunning, breathtaking divine rune for Demeter. So if you're somebody who's not lucky enough to pull the full art or something, this is a really nice substitute for that. Equalinks and a bunch of baby Equalinks. You gotta love it. One of the Earth Elestrals here. Equalinks, very, very essential for removing runes in Earth decks, and just a beautiful card from Amalri. I really like the little baby ones kind of just hanging out with it. And of course, we've got Latagon here, all curled up, ready to kind of attack in the sky. A beautiful card. I remember when Daniel Reyes did this, I'm like, oh my god, that's so good, Dan. Like, we have to figure out a way to get this in the game. And again, the Artist Collection was born, and the Latagon is just phenomenal. So if you have your free promo pack and you got your artist pack, you can kind of blend the two together to get some really, really cool holo cards in your deck if you're someone who likes to bling it out like I do. Let me know which one of these is your favorite and which one you're most excited to get. How many Artist Collection packs you got? I know some people are really stocked up so we can hit that goal, so thank you for that. And that's your Artist Collection breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the awesome Artist Collection cards, and a big shout outs to all of our incredibly talented artists. You can check out their art on Elestrals.com, and let me know in the comments section below which one you're most excited for, and feel free to check out some of our other awesome openings. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you guys next time.